fall is in full swing, leaves are changing, and it's cold outside. It doesn't mean I use my Tacoma any less. It just means that I need something more effective than these to be able to tie stuff down so I can do it quick and effective to get myself out of the cold. So today we're gonna explore a mod to do exactly that. Let's go. Let's look at the tie down points that I currently have. First of all, you've got these kind of D-rings. Then you got this right here. Now this only works if the bed is open, because if the bed is closed, it's gonna cover right up over that. Then you've got the rail tie downs right here. I will tell you the one nice thing about these, and I've got one taken off right here, is that you can actually push this in, twist it, turn it, and you can move it up and down on the rail system, so it's not a fixed location. That's one of the things that's nice about them, but I'm going to show you one of the problems with these in just a second. And then if you can see down here, you've got the last tie down point right there. So whether I'm using a bungee cord with a hook like this, or I'm using one of my ratchet straps, these kind of run into the same issue. And that is, it's a little tricky to get them in. Now, something smaller like this is a bigger problem because look, I mean, that basically has got to hold like this. Maybe you can thread it down and get it around like that for a little bit better hold, but it's just kind of clunky at best. And even trying to get that off was a little tricky. Bigger rings like this are a little bit better because at least they come all the way around. But essentially, you can't lock it in here. You basically have one spot kind of along here, and that's it. And all right, so what I've got here is the billet rail tie down and the billet bed tie down. That's what we're going to be putting on both in the rails and then obviously be putting in the back. These are nice. They come pretty protected. As you can see, there's some good padding in there. It does come with the hardware, which is nice. So we got to take the other ones off first. These come nicely wrapped. Now I got these in the blue because blue is the accent color that I'm doing all over on my metallic black TRD off-road. And then you've got the rail tie downs here. Very similar. These are going to just be larger. Got a little sticker here for the company, Charvania Designs. These guys have been awesome to work with. In fact, they were out of the blue. They only had black in one of these and blue in the other. And I actually just messaged them directly and they let me know when they had new ones in stock. So that was pretty awesome. So we got the hardware here. Let's go ahead and review it and then let's talk about how to put these in. All right, here's the original bed tie downs. Again, these aren't bad actually. They're not bad at all. But when you look at the comparison, you can tell these are just a lot beefier. Also, like, just look how vibrant this color is, right? Like, I love the pop of color. I got to decide, am I going to have the kind of, get away from the glare there, the design part out or have it hidden and have the straight black? Doesn't really matter either way. Once we do the rail tie downs, we're going to run into that same kind of question point. But really what we're doing is just loosening these right here, and then we're going to put the new ones in using the screws that came with it. Okay, got this one off. Now, I actually had to try a couple of different bits on mine just because all of my tools got all messed up, so I didn't even know which size it was. But based on the instructions, I'll show you what to use there. I would not recommend using an impact drill just because, like, I started to use one and it started to strip, and then I did it manually. It was much easier. So that's all you need to do there. And then we're going to get the new ones and we're going to put them in. First thing is just drop in those bolts right there. We're going to switch out our tool right here, and now we can go ahead and just get these installed right away. Dang, not only does it look way better, let's get my hooks again, and you can actually see how that hooks in there really nicely. I can go in either side there. On this bigger hook like I had before, I can either come up through the middle, I can go over the whole thing, right? If I've got something up top, if I've got something I'm strapping down, you know, that's got to be pulling down low, up high. If I'm running a couple things, now I've got a couple different anchor points. Again, these aren't actually that bad compared to the side railing. You know, these are the ones that I'm not going to be as big of a fan of. These weren't as bad, but look how just much better that looks, especially with that blue and the way that blue pops. It's crazy. It never fails. When I go to do a mod, there's always something that goes wrong. I went to throw on the other side really quickly. You saw how easy it was. Again, I did it manually. I did, you know, have to put a little bit of pressure to pop that bolt off the first time. Went to do the other side, top bolt popped off, no problem. The bottom bolt was a bugger. I don't know what it is. It seems like every mod, there's something that should be quick and easy and get stuck. Again, I would not recommend using an impact driver. Do it manually. I really had to loosen up the bracket to get the bolt really moving, but once I did that, I finally got it out. Again, it only took me a few minutes, but I thought it was going to take me a few seconds. Every mod's got something you just got to work through. Honestly, you could still leave these in if you wanted to have just more anchor points, but I'm going to go ahead and take this out, put the new ones in. Now, because my Tiger Auto tonneau cover is also using that rail, that's the only thing that's a little bit of a bugger, is I'm gonna have to take that off first, and then I can go ahead and slide the new one in. This one, you can unscrew this, push this in, and with some finagling, you can pull it off and you can slide it. So that is the one advantage this has, but the downside is just the way that this works. So many times I found this to be really hard to connect to. So let's get this new one. Let's go ahead, I'm gonna take this off. We'll take off this little end plug right there, and then I'll show you how to slide the new one on. Let's start by pushing this tab in, pulling this off. Now I am gonna have to take this off because it's blocking to put the plate in. So let me remove that. Let's get the installation done, and then I can put that back in place. All right, if you don't have a tonneau cover, you don't have anything that's in this rail system already, you don't need to worry about that step, but basically you're sliding the plate here, and then wherever you wanna put that is where you're gonna have your anchor point all along here. Now, because I've already got the anchor point down there, I'm actually gonna put it here on the end. Now, I do need to account for this coming back in and for that little cap on the end. So I've got to account for the cap, then I've got to account for that, and then this, and that is where then this is going to be secured. And you can see there's some little notches right there that actually give you kind of some placement that this can go into. We're going to try to connect it right in there. All right, I got the first one started. Now let's see if we can get the second one going, and it will actually pull that plate forward. All right, so this has a little bit of give, but it's within that little notch that I showed you before. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put it right on the edge of that. This is going to go in here. Basically, I'm going to tighten this down, and then I'm going to tighten these, and this will be good to go. Right, and there you go. Again, if you don't have a tonneau cover like mine that's connected into this same rail system, then that's just going to save you a step. You saw that was super easy. I just loosened it, slid it out of the way, no problem. I've got this back in place. I mean, look at the difference. First of all, this is just kind of big and bulky. Second, I mean, you just really only have the very corner angle of this. This has just got a lot more strength to it. First of all, it's way better looking on there, and it's a lot easier to hook those hooks in. I mean, check it out. Right through there, it's secure in there. You know, you can put a couple different hooks, probably 3 of them pretty easily. If you have bigger hooks, they could go all the way down and around. You can come up like this and hook it, or you can wrap it through there. If you're hooking it up like this, I mean, you got 4 or 5 hooks that you could be adding on there. So it gives you a lot of diversity in being able to connect to things. It feels a lot more solid if I'm pulling something straight across. Great. If I've got to be doing something where I'm going to come through here and it's going to go up high, great. It just gives you a lot more flexibility in what you're doing and allows you to use, you know, different sizes of hooks a lot easier than the other one did. Look how good that blue color looks on there. Hey, if you like how the blue looks, do me a favor, give this video a like. Okay, as you can see, these were really not that difficult. You're just pulling out the bolts that are in there, putting in the new bolts. You know, as long as you got the right, you know, hex size, you're gonna be fine. These are 6mm on this one. Huge shout out to Charvania. You know, they were out of the color I was looking for. I could have just ordered black or something else. pinged them on Instagram. They let me know when they were available. I was able to get the blue ones. They look great. This is an easy mod. It's gonna increase the efficiency when I'm hauling stuff and gotta strap stuff down. So hopefully this was helpful. Do me a favor, like and subscribe. And hey, let me show you another video about this tonneau cover. One of the things I like about it is it rolls up all the way because it's a roll up, as opposed to a trifold where even when you fold it up, you might be losing a third of your bed. Check out this video, see about what I think of mine and how well it's held up over the last year. All right, peace out.